Hi, I'm Elizabeth from Dharma, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to play a singing bowl. And for this video, I actually have 3 singing bowls here. These 2 are hand hammered, and this one is machine finished, which just means that they make slightly different sounds. You'll hear when I ring them, the 2 hand hammered bowls, there's more waves in the sound, it's a little bit messier sounding almost. Whereas the machine finished bowl, it's a much cleaner note. So I'll just go ahead and ring them so you can hear the difference. So that's the hand hammered, the first one, versus a machine finished bowl. Okay, and to start off, if you're going to start ringing a singing bowl, you do need to have some sort of cushion underneath it. These donut cushions are really great because the bowl doesn't slide off of them easily. They also come as little mats like this one. So either way, you have to have some sort of cushion underneath it, because if it's sitting on a hard surface, it's going to vibrate against it and make a really unpleasant sound. The other way to do it is to hold the bowl in your hand as you ring it. And if you are going to hold it in your hand, you want to keep a soft hold. If you're holding it too much, it's not going to ring out because you're blocking the sound. So you want to hold it from the bottom with a really gentle open palm and trying not to close your fingers around the bowl. It also isn't great if you have rings on because they will vibrate against the metal and you can hear that when you ring it. So I'll demonstrate what it's like to have it in your hand. The other thing that you want to keep in mind when you're ringing the singing bowls is where you're striking them. So you want to not strike like right at the top or right at the bottom, but seeing if you can hit the bowl in the center, sort of where it comes out the farthest. So hitting it right at that farthest point. And that's true of any size bowl. You want to hit it right at that point. You can see how the bowl curves out, and that's the place where you want to hit it, where you're going to get the best sound. And you might be wondering what is up with the different strikers. So these 2 are essentially the same striker. They're wood covered with suede or felt usually. And the felt or suede just dampens the sound a little bit. If you hit it with the wood part, you're going to get a tinnier sound, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. But the different sizes are really just for different sized bowls. The bigger is easier for the bigger bowl, and the smaller is easier for the smaller bowl. So I'll show you just quickly what happens if you do use the wood side, and you'll hear the difference in the noise that it makes. You might see also that to stop the bowl from singing, I'm just gently touching it. So the bowls are vibrating, which is making the sound, and if you just gently touch it, especially if you go really slowly, you'll just let the noise fade out faster than it normally would. So if you want to ring a bowl and then stop the sound more quickly, you can just gently put your hand on the side of the bowl and it'll stop the sound. So I'm also going to demonstrate how to actually make them sing, because they are singing bowls. And different singing bowls sort of require a different level of skill to make them sing. I picked 3 that are pretty easy for the sake of this video. In general, bowls that are machine finished are a little bit easier to make sing than bowls that are hand hammered. It's a more even surface to go around, so it's easier to have a steady contact with the bowl The hand-hammered ones, because it's a little bit of a bumpier surface, it's harder to maintain the contact that you need to maintain. A lot of people do find it easier to make them sing if you have it in your hand. If you are doing it too hard on the cushion, it might fall off of the cushion. But I'll show you with them on the cushion. And what you're going to want to do is gently strike the bowl first, and then maintaining a steady contact with it all the way around, moving the striker around the rim of the bowl, right around the outside like that. So not along the top, but along the outer rim of the bowl. And you don't need to press too hard. It's not a forceful thing, and the sound will gather the more quickly you go around the bowl. So let me just demonstrate. So that's the first one. And then to demonstrate one of the hand-hammered bowls, same thing, just a little bit harder. So hitting it pretty gently, not too hard, and then maintaining that contact all the way around the outside. And I'll demonstrate the last one as well, just so you can hear the difference in how they all sing. You can hear the low hum towards the end of it ringing out when it sings. And finally, I have this other striker, which I haven't gotten to yet, and it has a very thick felt pad at the end of it, and it's really similar to a striker that you might use to hit a gong. So it does make a lower tonal sound when you hit it with this. It doesn't work so well on the little bowl. It really is intended for the bigger one. And you have to hit it quite hard to really get a sound. So I am going to pick it up